The Menu is a film about a bonkers chef who decides to go out in flames, really. And everything in the design, every idea, every item, every palette within that building, we wanted to be created specifically to represent the vision of Chef Slowik, Ralph Fiennes' character.
And on that note, food.
For him, food is like a religion. Where Slowik is in this film, he is the master, so he watches the kitchen prepare the food that he's created or designed.
I didn't really know this world, so I needed people who did.
If you're watching, your eyes are on everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I saw the chef's table about Dominique Crenn, was completely taken with her and her whole vibe and spirit, and then Mark said, oh, she's going to design the food, so I was very excited about that.
And then when you say fire, then they go food force.
Okay.
The philosophy of Slowik came from conversations with Dominique Crenn, who eventually would come on board to design the menu for us.
In this menu, everyone's getting the same thing.
Dominique Crenn is this extraordinary artist, literally one of the best chefs in the world. In fact, the first woman in America to win 3 Michelin stars.
This is a part of making sure that everyone is on the same page. It was important to also get a sense of who he was as a chef. So his food tell a story of who he is. So he was trying to connect the food with also maybe a part of him.
You respect them.
You respect your cook.
And you respect your cooks. I spent a day and a half with her where she talked more about the demeanor of the chef in the kitchen.
We specifically wanted Chef Slowik's creations to have an emotional coldness, to be beautiful but somewhat dead. So that enabled Dominique in creating the menu to not create a Dominique Crenn menu, but to create a Chef Slowik menu to play the role.
All those dishes that we have created is being challenging at times, but yet extremely interesting for me to take me away from what I'm doing every day, but to also create something that I never created before. So I'm having fun here. This is my Willy Wonka, Juan Contreras.
She brought with her Juan Contreras, her right-hand person and head sous chef, along with a local brilliant Savannah chef in Georgia, John Ben Hayes, who are our advisors and are kind of key to authenticity.
Dominique and her team have done such an incredible job of mapping out what most of the food is going to be, but then we need somebody to make sure everything that's happening actually looks like it's taking place in a restaurant.
Staff for the kitchen, we recruited a team of people, all of whom had experience in kitchens, and we gave them roles according to their experience.
In a well-run kitchen, everyone knows precisely their place, both in the hierarchy and the physical space, their station.
I want plating in 5!
The satirical element was obviously take that into an almost kind of militaristic zone, but we had to make sure that what they were doing at every moment throughout the film was authentic and actually correct. We had a few days in this warehouse in Savannah where John, our chef, and one of our assistant directors, Lauren Candela, were basically putting all the staff through a boot camp, literally, where for every scene it was, okay, scene 1, you will be doing this at this point, what should we be doing now?
Whatever we were cooking on the stoves or the grill or anything was always what the next course was. So it really did look like you were planning the night. And if you watched the movie, you just picked out scenes randomly, you would always know what the next course was.
Because we were able to shoot the film almost entirely chronologically, that allowed us to stay with this internal logic of working through this evening over which the film takes place. Massively grateful to Lauren for choreographing all that so that everybody knew exactly what they were supposed to be doing for real at any one moment. Kendall Gensler was our food stylist. She and her team were extraordinary in actually prepping the food daily that was safe for consumption for everybody, that was delivered at the right time onto set so that it was still hot or steaming or whatever, or delivering that food in a way that gave us that high-end food look. Kendall, as you know, is one of the top food stylists in the industry, and we were so lucky to have her, and she worked tirelessly.
The food stylist not only produce all of the dishes, but in this instance, we had to capture Dominique's dishes. They were submitted to us, but also you have to retrofit them so that they work within the confines of camera, lights, etc.
We had Chloe Weaver come in and shoot some food for us, who was part of the chef's table. We even needed more after that, and David Gelb, the creator of Chef's Table, did a weekend in Adam McKay's offices. And some of my favourite shots in the film came from that weekend. And I really felt as we dropped these shots in that the balance of the film was just fundamentally right at that point. It was a huge moment for me.
The actual eating of the cheeseburger, I have never held a cheeseburger that big before. I could not. I tried really hard. I gave it a good go. I could not fit my whole mouth around it, but I tried. I tried really, really hard. And it was delicious. It was lovely.
We get from the earth to the table. I think being a part of it was just maybe a dream come true. Everybody was like really cool to work with and they got it. It's exciting. Food connect people and you can tell a story through it.
Can I get the rest to go?
One moment, please.